finally, our persons of the week. We've all imagined traveling in time.
My name is Adam Archon, and I am a time traveler.
The closest experience man has had with time travel is with a TV screen, leaving us wondering about the endless possibilities of traversing through time. Well, believe it or not, time travel could be a reality. It's okay to have doubts, but I doubt you'd still have those if you stick with this video till the end as we explore 20 mysterious images that could prove time travel exists. 20. The Moberly-Jourdain Incident. They say a walk about Paris will provide lessons in history, beauty, and the point of life. Well, it did provide lessons to these British teachers, Charlotte Ann Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, as they claim to have traveled back in time while walking about the Palace of Versailles. As they wandered around the Petit Trianon, a little castle in the area, the two friends said they started to see people wearing old-fashioned clothes from 1700s. They also spotted buildings that had disappeared long ago. One of the women even says she saw Marie Antoinette drawing on the grass. They wrote a book about what they went through in 1911, called Adventure. Some people who doubt their story suggest that they might have both imagined the same things, or maybe they had one too many drinks and stumbled upon a costume party. Still, many people find their stories fascinating and entertaining. While the latter seems more logical, the sheer possibility of a time slip to pre-revolutionary France could be a hot lead in the fog that surrounds the possibility of time travel. Well, there you have it on photos that can prove time travel exists. Which of these do you think is real to prove time travel really exists? 19. Vanishing car from the 1940s. October 20th, 1969 must have been a perfect day to time travel as two men, dubbed LC and Bob, recall encountering two time travelers on the same day and almost the same time. They were driving down the highway when their attention was caught by an antique automobile, peculiarly from the 1940s, driving at an unusually slow pace. The car driver was a woman clad in a fur coat and a hat, 1940s garb. Upon approaching the woman to offer to help fix the throttle of the car, the woman vanished into thin air. Perplexed and unsure how to explain what they had witnessed, they continued their journey. However, their curiosity led them to encounter another bizarre event. They witnessed a modern car overtaking an ancient-looking vehicle, and just like before, the old car vanished suddenly once, and the newer one pulled over in front of it. There could be only one possibly impossible explanation for this bizarre unfolding, and without a definite conclusion, the mystery lives. 18. The Gettysburg Address Kid. At the climax of the Cold War, the United States thought it best to get in between the sheets of time. It embarked on a top-secret project, Project Pegasus, driven by the desire to manipulate time. Among the individuals involved in this groundbreaking project was Andrew Basiago. He has become well known for his claims of being sent back in time to a momentous event in American history, the Gettysburg Address. According to Basiago, by 1972, the researchers at Project Pegasus had developed a method using radiant energy to bend the fabric of time and space. Andrew Basiago, then a boy, divulged that he was transported back to 1863. Through some yet unknown process, he experienced a time jump to witness firsthand the historic Gettysburg Address, delivered by President Abraham Lincoln. Basiago claims to possess photographic evidence of his extraordinary journey, a compelling image of himself as a 7-year-old boy outside Gettysburg. He describes how he was taken in by a generous shopkeeper who provided him with a bugler uniform and oversized shoes, an event he captured as a time traveler from 1972, experiencing the aftermath of Project Pegasus. 17. Tyson McNeely. Time traveler spectator. Next on is a fascinating viral video that has caught the attention of many, claiming to show something extraordinary from a boxing match in 1995. The video features a spectator seemingly using a modern camera phone to take pictures during the fight between Mike Tyson and Peter McNeely. This is intriguing because camera phones weren't publicly available back then. According to time travel believers, this footage is conclusive evidence of time travel since the technology shown in the video was not accessible to anyone during that time. They propose that the person in the video could only be a time traveler from the future or an advanced alien visitor. On the other hand, skeptics have attempted to provide alternative explanations. They rightly pointed out that the video's low resolution makes it challenging to clearly identify the object the person was holding. However, it does resemble a piece of technology. Some skeptics have noted that a few cameras available in 1995 looked similar to the object in the video. However, these were not actual camera phonies. 16. Von Helton, the time traveler. One of the most audacious claims comes from Von Helton, formerly Eugene Hilton Jr. He allegedly invented the stealth fighter at 7 and later became a vampire vigilante fighting evil. Helton presents a series of photos from different eras, claiming they depict his various lives. While some find the resemblance uncanny, others argue that these images are likely the result of skilled photoshopping. First stop, 1857, England, where he stands tall, captured in an ancient studio portrait. But the adventure doesn't end there. Hold on tight as we leap to 1916 France, witnessing Von Helton's presence amidst the chaos of history. Next, we find ourselves in the heart of 1945 Berlin, a time of pivotal moments, with our time-traveling protagonist front and center. But wait for it, the grand finale awaits. We fast forward to the modern day, where Von Helton stands proudly before the iconic American flag. Furthermore, Helton's online presence includes a YouTube channel where he sings karaoke, raising doubts about his credibility as a time traveler. Could Von Helton truly be a master of time and space? Or does his vampire gene offer the key to his seemingly immortal existence? You would figure that out for yourselves as we move to the next on the list. 15. Alexander Smith. A CIA time traveler, this bald, weird-looking man also claims he is from the future. In 1981, Alexander Smith took part in a top-secret CIA mission that led him on a thrilling escapade into the future, an experiment he would forever cherish. In an exclusive interview, he revealed mind-boggling details about the future he witnessed. He divulged that aliens are coming and they will make contact with our world leaders. And that's not all. He predicts a future World War III triggered by a conflict between the United States and North Korea. To support his extraordinary claims, Alexander proudly presented a photograph he took during his time travel adventure. The image shows a futuristic city adorned with majestic green skyscrapers. This sight seems beyond imagination, yet it stands as evidence right before our eyes. He also mentioned that intelligent extraterrestrial beings have been visiting our planet since the mid-21st century, a secret kept from the public for some time. 14. Time-traveling cell phone user. This is one of those photographs from the past that shows people using modern technology before its time. This picture, taken in 1943 in downtown Reykjavik, shows a man appearing to use a mobile phone. Could it be? Is this evidence of time travelers journeying through the past? Well, the votes are in. And while some were swift to embrace the notion of time travel, a considerable faction believed the individual was merely scratching his ear. 13. Hamburg Shipyard. A glimpse of the future. An unusual event witnessed at the Hamburg shipyard by two journalists could prove the possibility of time travel. In 1932, reporter J. Bernard Hutton and photographer Joachim Brandt witnessed a baffling event at the Hamburg shipyards. Suddenly, a fleet of British RAF bombers appeared, dropping bombs and causing chaos. But nobody believed them when they shared their story, and they lost their jobs. Fast forward to 1943, and Hutton comes across a shocking newspaper headline about the British RAF's attack on Hamburg. The accompanying photo matches exactly what they saw in 1932. Was it just a coincidence, or did Hutton and Brandt experience a mysterious time slip into the future? The possibility of time travel remains an enigmatic and suspenseful mystery, leaving us to wonder about the fascinating unknowns of our universe. 12. Noah, the time traveler from 2030. This is another story of a self-proclaimed time traveler from 2030, Noah. He claims to have traveled to our current timeline using a small black box he calls a time machine. Noah, who has shared his predictions and warnings about the future in online confession tapes, recently revealed this mysterious machine in a video presented by paranormal investigators. Undergoing a lie detector test on the camera, he made predictions for the near future, including the re-election of Donald Trump, the invention of time travel, and human exploration of Mars. Noah also mentioned having futuristic technology implanted in his wrist related to the time travel process. Although skeptics remain, his unexplained disappearance after the test only added to the mystery. 11. Film extra with a mobile phone. At the premiere of Charlie Chaplin's 1928 film, The Circus at Mann's Chinese Theater in Hollywood, among the attendees is an older woman dressed in a coat and hat, seemingly standing out. What makes this moment so puzzling is the object she holds up to her face, something strikingly similar to a modern-day mobile phone. Yes, in 1928, a woman appeared to be using a mobile phone before its time. Who is she talking to when there's no one around except a man walking ahead at the start of the shot? Her gestures and behavior while talking are eerily familiar to what we see today during phone conversations. She even appears to pause mid-sentence as if engrossed in her apparent chat. Whether she's a genuine time traveler or part of some top-secret experiment, we'll leave you to knock yourselves out with that. 10. The texting time traveler. Captured in Cornwall back in 1943. The next proof of time travel shows families enjoying their time on the sandy beach, seeking solace from the chaos of World War II. But wait, something peculiar amidst the crowd has ignited a heated debate about the possibility of time travel. Amidst the 1940 scene, a man dressed in a brown suit stands out, captivated by an object in his hand. Social media users were quick to notice the mysterious gadget, claiming it resembled a modern-day smartphone. This incident raises an intriguing question. How did the man come into possession of what seems like a smartphone? Could it be possible that he somehow acquired it through time travel or from the future? We will pause our search for answers and leave the mystery behind while we continue with the list. 9. World Cup celebrations. Up next is a fascinating image captured during the 1962 World Cup celebrations. The final match on the pitch was unforgettable, but what captured people's attention was a strange moment that sparked a bizarre debate. Was a fan from the future present at the event? Suppose you look closely at the swarm of reporters and photographers surrounding Ramos, the Brazilian team captain. In that case, there's something out of place. Right in front of the captain, a person seems to be holding a recording device that strikingly resembles a flip phone. Remember that this device will not be available for the next 3 decades. This futuristic-looking fan appears way ahead of everyone else in the crowd. But let's not get too excited. The person could actually be using a box camera, a popular photography tool in the past, which looks remarkably like a flip phone when held at a certain angle with one hand. Although we don't know, I guess you don't either. 8. The legend of Victor Goddard. Here is veteran Royal Air Force member Victor Goddard, who claimed to have experienced visions and time discrepancies. His strange encounters might be countless, but this is one of his strangest and proves time travel is real. Recounted experiences of Victor Goddard allude to the possibility of being aboard an extraordinary flight back in time. On an official assignment to investigate an abandoned airfield while flying from Edinburgh to Andover, he encountered a strange storm over the derelict airfield near Drem, Scotland. As he emerged from the storm, he found himself still over Drem, airfield, but it looked completely different. The once dilapidated hangars appeared brand new, and 4 planes on the ground were painted in a color not used by the RAF in 1935. Among them, one was unfamiliar, and there was a monoplane, which wasn't in the inventory of the Royal Air Force back then, and even the mechanics wore different uniforms. Then, as the storm returned, he was back in Andover. Goddard's puzzling experience has sparked discussions about the possibility of time travel or glimpsing a parallel universe. 7. The 1917 time-traveling surfer. An old photograph from Canada depicts a man dressed in modern attire among a group of people from the early 20th century. Take a close look at this photograph captured at a beach. One person stands out among the people lounging on the rocks: the surfer dude. His outfit makes him so odd, which seems out of place for the era the picture was taken. While everyone else is clad in traditional hats and shirts, this cool character rocks a modern-style baggy t-shirt and knee-length board shorts. His windswept hairdo adds to his mysterious allure. Is it possible that the surfer dude was a real-life time traveler, blending into the past with his unmistakably contemporary style? Or was he merely a fashion-forward individual who stood out in the crowd? The mystery endures. 6. The Swiss ring unearthed from the depths of an ancient Chinese tomb. A modern-looking Swiss ring watch is found in a sealed tomb dating back 400 years to the Ming Dynasty. The artifact's presence at such an ancient site has ignited a mysterious debate about time travel. In 2008, during an excavation in Shaanxi, southern China, a team of archaeologists and documentary filmmakers stumbled upon this enigmatic artifact. As they cleared soil from one of the coffins, a small golden ring fell out, making a metallic sound. To their amazement, it was a watch. The Swiss ring watch was incredibly thin, with tiny hands frozen at 10:06, and surprisingly, it had the word Swiss written on its back. This revelation was mind-boggling because the tomb belonged to the Ming Dynasty, ruling between 1368 and 1644. How could a 400-year-old tomb contain an object made in Switzerland, a country founded in 1848? The artifact itself was believed to be only a century old. The mysterious Swiss ring watch continues to puzzle historians and scientists alike. Was it a hoax, or did it somehow defy the boundaries of time, arriving from the future? Whatever it might be, it leads us to the next on our list. 5. The Philadelphia Experiment. A top-secret naval experiment from 1943 resulted in a ship briefly disappearing and reappearing. Legend has it that on October 28, 1943, something incredible and mysterious occurred aboard the USS Eldridge, a powerful naval ship. The ship was engaged in top-secret experiments to gain a strategic advantage against the Axis powers during World War II. The experiments were believed to involve a technology capable of making the ship invisible to enemy radar. This innovation could change the course of the war. Reports of an eerie green-blue glow enveloped the ship's hull while its generators hummed with energy were documented. Then, astonishingly, the USS Eldridge vanished into thin air. Eyewitness reports claim that the ship reappeared at the Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Virginia before vanishing and reappearing back in Philadelphia. This unexplainable event left people dumbfounded, erasing most people the doubt about time travel. While some doubting Toms are still unwavering in their belief that the event was some high-level illusion or carefully spun conspiracy theories. We will leave you your choice while we move on to the next item on the list. 4. The Insider Trader from 2256. Meet Andrew Carlson, who shook the world with his claim of time travel and stock market wizardry. He made an astonishing fortune in the stock market, making $350 million from a meager sum of $800. That's like striking gold, but on Wall Street. But that's not the shocker. Andrew claims he was a time traveler from the year 2556. Despite forceful questioning, Carlson claims that all he wants now is to go back to the future in his time machine and is prepared to offer the authorities historical facts, such as the location of Osama bin Laden and a cure for AIDS in return for his freedom. Carlson has so far refused to give the location of his timecraft or describe how it works, explaining that he doesn't want it to fall into the wrong hands. 3. The tech-savvy Greek statue. Honestly, this one seems untrue if no visual evidence proves it. Here is a statue that could prove the existence of time travel. A tech-savvy Greek marble statue, gently placed in the J. Paul Getty Museum in Malibu, California. The grave naiscos of an enthroned woman with an attendant spurred the possible time travel conspiracy theory. This statue of an ancient Greek woman was caught red-handed with a laptop. Yes, you heard that right? A laptop in ancient Greece. It's a known fact that the ancient Greek epic lacked sophisticated gadgets like we have today. But this sparks the question of how the laptop-like figure came into possession. Could time travel be real, and our ancient Greek ancestors get a sneak peek into the future? Or maybe this is an elaborate prank on historians, throwing a laptop into the mix for giggles. But hey, let's not jump to conclusions. But there you have it, a time-twisting, laptop-wielding Greek goddess. 2. The immortal Vladimir Putin. Here we have a picture taken in 1920, showing a Russian soldier who bears an uncanny resemblance to Vladimir Putin himself. The similarities are striking, and it's got everyone talking. But hold on, that's not all. Fast forward to 1941, and we have yet another photograph of a Russian soldier who looks eerily like Mr. Putin, just like the man we saw in the 1920 picture. It's like a time loop or something. Now, here's where things get really intriguing. Some people are going wild with speculations and not just putting it down to coincidence. Some believe that Vladimir Putin might be a time traveler and even immortal. Those are some theories people have put forward. But the time travel theory is really making the rounds. Some people believe that Putin is not just a regular human leader, but a mythical creature living among us for centuries, maybe even thousands of years. And this could be proof that time travel really exists. So what do you think? We will leave you to answer that. 1. The 1940s hipster. In a seemingly ordinary picture captured in 1941 at the South Fork Bridge in Montreal, Canada, a peculiar figure stands out among the crowd. A young man in his 30s can be seen wearing a modern-looking hoodie, a graphic printed t-shirt, sunglasses, and a camera resembling technology from the 1990s. Was this man a time traveler from the future who journeyed back to the 1940s for unknown reasons? This puzzling photo leaves us pondering the possibility of humans possessing the ability to voyage through time. What makes it possible that the person could be a time traveler? Firstly, his attire is anachronistic for the 1940s, featuring fashion elements from the distant future. Secondly, his futuristic eyewear adds to the mystery, as such an accessory would be considered a bold fashion statement and was most likely unheard of during that era. The camera he holds is also ahead of its time, bearing striking similarities to models from the 1990s. Intriguingly, nobody in the photograph seems to recognize his unusual appearance. Despite extensive research, historical records do not identify the man, leaving us wondering if he managed to travel through time unnoticed.